Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, the Rumpled One, coming to you Sunday, July the 4th, Independence Day. The year's 2021. Let's talk trading. Time for the weekly open and gap. This video is for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine. So, we're looking at the weekly open, and so far all the gaps have filled. The pound gap down, and it filled the gap and has retreated. Got 16 pips off the high, 5 off the low, and 4 above the open. Looking here at a daily chart, we're looking at here's the opening range for the month, and then we're putting in the opening range for the week as we speak, and the opening range for the year is down here. Speaking of the year, we are 177 pips above the open, yearly open, 6 pips below the monthly open. And right now, the weekly and daily is the same at 4 pips above. We had an outside bar on Friday, and you can see here by all the blue and the gray, we have got some inside bar action to look at this week on some of the other pairs. So far today, I guess we have a very light trading today, which is actually Monday in some parts of the world. Be a light day since it's a holiday in the US. So far, no pairs, over 100 pips in range, and we are almost 9 hours into the trading day. Yes, and this video is being put out a little bit later because I was over visiting with some friends and they had fireworks and all, so getting back to my trading platform a little later than normal on a Sunday. You can see here the pivot point is below the weekly open or the daily open, so the fade would be short, but since we gapped down, the fade on the gap would have been long. So basically, one cancels the other. So you trade what you see. Rat zone range is way too low as the zones are overlapping each other at this point in time. The weekly pivot, you can see right here, doesn't look like we've hit it. And you notice there's just not that many ticks happening. Actually, it looks like we did hit the weekly pivot. 138.34. Wait, was that Friday's candle? Nope, that's today's. 138.34. High 138.23. What's going on here? High 138.35. Oh, it's the H4 high. That's why. So yeah, we've taken out the weekly pivot. I forgot I was on the H4 chart, not the daily. So looking at the missed pivot so far, today we haven't hit the pivot. We move up to the week. We have hit the week. And looking at the month, 139.53 is the monthly pivot. We haven't hit that. So if you're thinking about fading the monthly pivot, and it looks like it could be statistically, it looks like it's probably going to hit it, I would think. We just don't know when. So it could be this month, it could be next month, could be 3 months from now. We just don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Wick zones, we touched it and retreated. So once again, in and out. The upper wick zone on the daily. And looking at the range of the month, not enough range to move the needle yet. We haven't broken out of the high of the previous month, but we did drop below the previous low by 55 pips. Monthly range high minus close 25, close minus low 88. So the rats have played off of the monthly. So remember, sometimes these monthly rat zones, if you catch them right, you can catch you can catch what we like to call the coast to coast ride from high to low or low to high. And looking at the wall mall lines here for the hour, there was a short trigger, but once again, we're not in wall mall time zone. We might be in the price, yeah, but not the time. It's not time to trade. You can see here, there's just no trading action on the hourly range. And looking at the highest low, lowest high, there were some pips to be made. A couple pips. But this time of day, once again, unless you're forced to trade, there's really no trades on the quick type trades. If you're looking for pivot fades or open gap fades, that's a different story. You can try and take advantage of those. But our normal daily day trading, this is not the time. And that's one thing traders aren't always thinking in terms of time. At least some of the newer traders. I mean, usually it's grab this indicator or jump onto this system that looks hot or run some scanner that says trade this pair now, trade that pair later. But more times than not, they don't say, well, this is the best trading window out of your 24 hours, trade between here and here. They talk about the Asian session and the London session and the New York session, but they really don't talk about the hours, which times to trade. They might say, some people say avoid the Asian session or only trade the Asian pairs during the Asian session or whatever. But, there's money to be made in every session. I mean, otherwise the traders wouldn't be trading. So there's definitely money to be made, but you might have to change what pairs you trade, and you might have to change what methods you trade. But right now, because of the holiday weekend, the market is just really dead. So sometimes you just say, you know what? Don't trade. And that comes under the brain management, is when you decide that the market conditions, present market conditions, aren't in your favor, aren't to your liking, aren't conducive to what and how you trade. Because we spend so much time looking for a trade, looking for reasons to click that mouse to get into a trade, as opposed to thinking, how many reasons to not get in a trade? That's a good question if you think about it. How many reasons do you need to get into a trade? It sounds simple, but if you really think about it, you might be looking at maybe 3, 4, 5 different things to say, yeah, I should get in this trade. On the other hand, do you even look to see reasons not to get in the trade? For example, as Walmart likes to call it, do you look left? Do you look left on the chart and say, you know what, looking left, that tells me I don't have much faith in this trade. And it's just something to think about. Right now I'm looking at the 5-minute chart, but if we go back to the Walmart chart, it's right here. If you look left, what do you see? Well, I know what I see. It's like prices kind of range bound right here. Doesn't seem to want to close above this level. No, it moved up here. We've got what we like to call a return bar. So I'm thinking price is going to want to come down here eventually. Could be wrong. I don't know. Nobody knows, and that's why there's a market. So are there reasons to go short? Yes. Are there reasons to go long? Yes. Well, which one outweighs it? And that's just something you have to put together for yourself. Um, and the reason being is there are rules, then there are exceptions to the rules, and there are exceptions to the exceptions. And it's one of those things where sometimes it might just be a gut feel. You just can't put your finger on it, but you have that feeling of deja vu. I've seen this before. I've been here before. I know what to do. And maybe it's you go long, maybe you go short, maybe you do nothing. And if do nothing the default, or is it a go-to? In other words, is it something you choose with intention, or is it just the default? Well, I'm just waiting. So I'm looking for longs, I'm looking for shorts. But are you looking to do nothing? You see, that's the difference. And maybe, if you're having problems, if you're getting cut up, maybe if you look to do nothing first, is there a reason to do nothing? Are there 2 reasons to do nothing? Are there 3 reasons point to do nothing? And that's something that I would wager most of you traders don't have that. I bet you're looking for longs or you're looking for shorts, but you're not looking to do nothing. So I'd like to hear from is there anybody out there who's looking to do nothing? I'm really curious about that. Maybe it'd be interesting because in those training wheel indicators I write, usually it says like long bias, short bias, or just wait. Maybe I need to write a do nothing indicator. I'd have to ponder what exactly that would look like. Maybe I make a multimeter and something where different time frames might tell you to do nothing. That would be interesting. So I think that pretty much wraps it up for the weekly open and gap. Hope you had a fun and safe weekend, and I hope July is profitable for you so far. Oh, and one other thing on Reddit, I like to thank the person that gave me karma, because now I have enough karma where I actually open my own subreddit, Never Lose Again. So if you happen to be over on Reddit, come join that subreddit, Never Lose Again. And remember, when you sit down at your trading platform, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. Go out there and drain the banks. This is the Rumpled One, over and out.